nice.
We're gonna go live in. Let me see. Here we go. Hello, hello, hello.
We're
I was like, oh, that looks cool.
live.
Hello,
That's gonna be my name.
hello.
Okay, so we are live with the world, and they can all see you. And they can see us. We're gonna go live. We can see them. Let me kill the audio that I can hear of myself.
Shut up, Javi.
I know. Okay, there we go. All is well. All is well, as Amir Khan would say. How are you, AYUSH MEHRA?
I am great. How are you doing, guys?
We're doing very, very well.
Very, very well.
I was just watching your TED Talk, and
Hmm.
I wanted to watch it properly with subtitles, but we didn't have the time. Like, I was going to do a whole reaction to it, but the last time we did a reaction to a TED Talk was Shah Rukh Khan, and it got claimed, and we're like, okay, we won't do that. Yeah.
But this is like a TEDx. I think you can react on this. I don't think so. There's a problem.
I probably
There's a
will.
TED and there's a TEDx.
Because the thing about it
That's
is,
great.
I only got half the information. So,
Great.
yeah.
I think you should. It's nice. It was one of those things which in the beginning I didn't want to do, and I was like, you see yourself at a place in the future. Probably then would you want to give a TED talk?
Mm-hmm.
And I thought that I've not reached even 1% of it, so it'll just be like, why am I doing this? So I remember I was going for dinner with my girlfriend, and then she told me that wherever you are in your life, probably somebody needs to hear that and take inspiration from that, or just be aware of where you've come from. So that's the only reason why I went ahead and did it. I gave full credit to my girlfriend for my TED talk. Otherwise, I would have never gone.
Wow, she sounds like a really wise girlfriend.
She is. She definitely is wiser than me.
It seems like it seems like the women in your life are responsible for a lot of your successes.
That is true. That is true. My mom, my sister, and my girlfriend
Yeah.
are really like the reason why a lot of things happen in my life as well, uh, including drama, uh, and a lot of other good things as well. So
Yeah.
I give all of them a lot of credit for it.
Yeah. I mean, well, it started off with your sister, right? Who got you into dance,
Yep.
into
Yes.
Shamagawa?
Shamak Dawar. Shamak Dawar. So he's like a very famous choreographer in India. He's like one of the pioneers who started dance classes in India because there never used to be a dance classes culture, which was so wide scale. So he had classes in all across India, all batches and stuff like that. So that joining Shamak Dawar is like one of those things which every kid in India almost would have done. Like, you know what I'm trying to say? It's one of those, if you want to learn dance, Shamak Dawar. That's the only option we had back then.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
So I didn't want to dance. I was like, no, I don't want to do all this. It was so, I was really an ass about it, where I used to be like, cultural arts and acting and dance and all, girls do it. Boys play sports. So I'm gonna play sports. You know that kind of this thing. I did not know that I would do this my entire life. So my sister was very coy, and she told me that okay, fair enough. I'll give you one jersey and a pair of shoes. And I was like, okay, let's let's do this. It was that easy to convince me with a pair of jersey and shoes, and then I joined Shamak Dawar. And then once I joined Shamak Dawar, being an actor also wasn't planned. Okay, it
Right, right.
was pure pure greed. So I'll tell you what happened
Yeah.
was so as a dancer you have to rehearse for pretty long. All right,
Yeah.
like you have
I
to
can learn.
rehearse for like seven.
Sorry, that was not me. That was my
Uh,
computer trying to help. I'm so sorry. Go ahead.
Like
no,
what?
no stress. So then, as a dancer, you have to dance for 7 to 10 days before a show comes or something of that sort. And we used to do shows back then with Shamak Dava. I was in a back dancer troupe dancing.
Uh-huh.
So the actor just used to come in the last 2 days and rehearse, and used to get paid like I don't know what amount of money to compared to us. So I was like, why am I doing this? I want to really do that. So that's how the interest in acting started, and obviously after that there was a huge line in terms of struggle for what you had to do.
Right.
But it
Absolutely.
was pure greed that I wanted more money, and I wanted to dance in front. It was as simple as that.
Right. Well, I mean, you mentioned that in your TED talk how you were like that actor shows up for 2 days and then he's the star of the show. I should do that, so I'm here for 10 days.
Yeah,
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 yeah, yeah. And sometimes with shows it used to be such that when you're dancing for 6 days, and on the seventh day you start forgetting steps.
Mm-hmm.
uh, from the first line they would put you on the last line, and you're like, oh my god, any chances of being seen also are taken away. So you're dancing in the last line now, trying to remember everything, but it's just one of those things.
Wow.
Cutthroat competition.
I mean, that's not that different from acting, though, in terms of competition, I feel. So,
Of
like,
course.
how was that transitioning from dancing and then to acting?
Transitioning from dancing to acting took a while because there's a lot of effort, a lot of struggle. I won't say it, but a lot of hustle which you have
Mm,
to do in terms of getting to the right places because you're not from this industry. So it takes you a little more time as compared to somebody who would be in it. So that's when it started. When I was in dance, I wanted to act, but I did not know where to go to act. Like, how do you get into these commercials, or how do you get into shows, or what's the procedure? So there's nothing, but there are one or two people who you meet, and they would give you some contact, and then you would go meet those people. They would say nothing will happen. You don't look the part, and then you feel dejected. Then you come back home, and then there's a place in Bombay called as Aram Nagar, where I used to just stand outside and I used to see good looking people just go inside a bungalow. So the minute they used to go inside a bungalow, I used to be like, oh, there's an audition happening over here. Like I used to not wait for one person to go in. Maybe that would be his house or something like that. But I used to wait for two, three people looking like alike and going into that room. And that's when I used to go and I used to open the door and say, sir, do I fit in this role? And then he would say like, yeah, okay, you can test. And that's how you would go and test and show what you could do. But in the start, you had no formal training. All you knew is dance. So you would act or you would overact because dancing is about large
yeah.
movements and stuff like that. So when I had to drink water, I would drink it like,
yeah,
you know,
yeah.
you know what I'm, and it wasn't something which I was doing intentionally, but this is what I was taught, that like you have to be larger than so getting that down took a lot of time, took a lot of classes, took a lot of experience, took a lot of uh, yeah, took a lot of effort. A lot of effort. So I think that's the transition which took the most amount of time. Getting work in the middle, getting work in ads and stuff like that started after a while, like after 6 months or 7 months or 10 months, as it started.
Wow.
How often do you thank your mom for pushing you into acting still? Because you remember, because your first,
Oh,
because Char doesn't know. So your first audition that you ever went on went horrible. I mean, I got half of it because it was half Hindi, half English. It was English.
I'll tell you what had happened was,
Okay.
so I pestered a friend of mine saying he was in Chamak Davar as well and he was into acting and he had done like 4 5 ads. So I told him, can I please tell me where to go? Please tell me where to go. He got so, and in acting there is a bit of insecurity which happens. People don't share
Yeah.
auditions and stuff like that, which I don't know why. If you're supposed to get it, you'll anyways get it. It's my philosophy, but back then they never used to share it. But I pestered him. I pestered him continuously for 5 days, and then he was like, "There's an audition happening over there. Go." So then I was like, "Okay." So the audition was scheduled at 12 o'clock. I reached there at 11:30, thinking that I'll give a good impression if I come earlier. And I reached there, and the studio is shut. I was like, "Oh, okay." So I wait there for half an hour, and then at 12 o'clock, I see a lot of people started to come in, and I was like, "Okay," and like pushing and tugging started, and I was like, "Oh my god, excuse me, you know who I am?" the next big star of India. Don't push me like that. Like in my head, in my head. Like, please excuse me. And then I enter, and then I see there are like 40 odd people in an audition room, and there's the casting director was a little late, and he reached there. It was an ad for some newspaper commercial, and all you had to do was, it was like you're fleecing someone and you're saying ke, haha, ye sab, this will happen, this will happen, don't worry about it, I'll take care of it. And then suddenly the newspaper hits you from behind. It's like you're conscious, hitting you from behind, saying
Uh-huh.
ke, the newspaper's watching you, don't try to fleece people. So when he said action, I was saying something, saying something, and then I turned behind before he gave me the cue to, and then I said sorry, sorry, sorry. Then the second time it happened, I screwed up again. Third time happened, I did something. The fourth time, he just yelled, "Stop! Shut up and get out! If you don't know how to act, please don't come here and waste my time."
Yeah.
And it was like 40 odd, 50 odd people looking at me, just like, huh, he doesn't know shit. Ah, my God, he's wasting so much time. There's nobody to guide you over there. And the casting director also wasn't kind enough at that point of time to brief me. But that's okay. Maybe he did not have time, or maybe he's running late, or maybe something was going on in his head. So I just ran off home. I went home. My mom opened the door. I came to my room and I started crying. And I was like, I don't want to do this. I don't want to do this shit ever. Uh, and then my mom just told me, okay, don't do it. If you don't feel like doing it, don't do it. But for me, just give 10 auditions. Just get over it. Just give 10 auditions and leave it. If you don't like it still, let it go.
Hmm.
And I was like, okay, I promise I'll give 10 auditions. And then I gave my second, gave my third, gave my fourth. Some of them were really funny auditions. Like I can't, I'll tell you all about it. So by the time I reached my 10th audition, I got my first ad on the 10th audition. And that's when I knew, okay, this doesn't sound bad. I can continue doing it. So my 10th audition was the first ad.
That's actually a really good success rate because when I was at drama school, my principal was like, "It's really hard out there, but if you get 1 in 10 auditions, you're doing better than most actors." And I was like, "Yeah,
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
so you're doing really well."
And yeah, and then it just set the tone for how you have, because you know, by the fifth or sixth audition, I started getting used to the process of auditioning.
Mm.
You know, like getting used to the space, getting used to the casting director, getting used to a lot of people staring at you for you to do your part. You know what I'm trying to say? It's
Yeah.
not an empty room. It's always filled with people. In ad commercials, obviously, when you're auditioning for bigger things, then it's alone. But for ad commercials, there's a lot of people, and they're just like,
Yeah.
so,
Yeah.
Yeah.
so you're like,
Oh.
okay,
Oh no. No, internet, no.
okay.
Oh, there, is he back? Oh.
At
Oh.
least 200 to 400 people a day for an ad, and then one gets it. So it's obviously, and the ad audition goes on sometimes for days. So it's like 1,200 people for one part. So that's a lot of people. So you
Yeah.
can't waste time. Like, I understand where he was coming from,
Yeah.
but yeah.
Yeah.
Have you ever, this is a weird question, but have you ever hung out with Vicky Kaushal by chance?
Oh yes, of course. Like I was so before I got into acting, I was an assistant director on films.
Yeah.
And I've assisted on 4 feature films. One was O Teri, which was a film produced by Atul Agnihotri. Then there was Jai Ho. I was there in Jai Ho, which is a Salman Khan film,
Mm-hmm.
for roughly about 3 weeks. Then I assisted on a film with Dharma Productions.
No,
But that film never got made because it had Fawad Khan and Katrina Kaif.
no.
And
Uh-huh.
during that time, there was a little tension between India and Pakistan, and Fawad Khan had to go back. So that film never got made, but I was on it for 4 months. Or like we were just about to shoot the next week, so we were that ready.
Mm-hmm.
So that didn't happen. And the same director, Aditya, made Uri.
Oh.
So I by then I had started acting and I was in ads and stuff like that. But his DA's leg broke during the last 15 days. So
Hmm.
then I get a panic call one day saying, okay, you have to join from tomorrow. And I'm like, but I'm an actor now. So he's like, I don't care. So, and then, then it was back to assisting on Uri for some time. And that's where I met Vicky Kaushal.
That's cool. That's really cool.
Yeah.
The reason I
Yeah.
ask is because. Go ahead. No, you go ahead.
I really love him. That's
Yeah.
all I had to say. Sorry.
No, it's because the reason I was asking is because it seems like even though I mean he's like a movie star and whatever, but like it seems like his career started the same ways yours did a bit because like you both did assistant directing in order to like
Yes.
understand everything.
Yes.
So
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I
And a lot of things are to be learned by Vicky Kaushal because when I was on set, there's no ounce of attitude. There was no ounce of arrogance. He was just a sweet, humble guy who talked to everyone, and everyone was just happy he was on set. And that's how I want to be as
mm,
well when I grow up. Like, I want to be a man who is so approachable on set, and everyone likes having him on set, and not like he's a douchebag. Please, let's finish his shoot and let's just send him.
yeah.
You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
It's not only about what you work at. It's also very important for me of how you are as a human being. Like, it's equally important. You might be a great actor, but if you're a douche of a human being, I don't give a shit about you.
Yeah.
But if you're a douche actor and if you're a good human being, I'll still at least hang out with you. You know what I'm trying to say?
Right.
Yeah, for sure.
We have a lot of questions from the audience, so I'm going to start asking you some
I'm
of them.
super.
There's a lot of questions around your relationship. This is from
Yeah.
Smriti Uttam, Samir Mishra, and Parag Raut. So we'll start with Smriti because hers sounds like it's a little sweet story here. She goes, tomorrow, me and my boyfriend completed 4 years of our relationship. Ayush and
How
Ashna
sweet.
inspires us so much. I really want to know the key that how you guys are together for so long. Samir asks, hasn't it been tough to sustain a 14-year-old relationship? I mean, are there moments of rage or contempt for each other? How do you guys keep at it? So, if you want
Uh,
to.
I really don't know how to answer that. It's been 14 years, and I like this is the in December it'll be 15, and
Wow.
I don't know how this has happened. It's just I think a lot of love and respect for each other, and I keep saying this a lot of times that there's a lot of honesty, there's a lot of respect, there's a lot of
Mm.
effort which goes in maintaining a steady relationship rather than having a new one, because new relationships generally make you feel loved, important, and stuff like that in the first 2 years, and then it all starts becoming a little stagnant. It can't be like the first 2 years, and I'm really okay with us not being in the first 2 years because that's not what I want to do in my life. Like, I want to know what our 30th year would look like. You know what I'm trying to say? It's not
Yeah.
the question of the first 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 years. I want to be old with this human being, and I want to see how our old age would be, or how our phase of that part of life would be in our 30s, where supposedly we would have like a lot of money, or we would have no money, or we would be somewhere. But it's with that person because I've known her for more than I've lived my life now. So I'm 29 and I've dated her for 15 years now. So it's more than half of my life. So she's like a huge part of my universe.
Yeah.
So I think a lot of trust, love, relation, and respect for each other. Respect is very important. There are times when you would be doing well in your life. There will be times when she'll not be doing well, or she'll be doing great and you'll be doing shit. But it's all about waiting for the other person to reach here, or maybe you stepping down sometimes to be in the same wavelength of that human being. Have I given too much gam?
You know,
No,
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 it's
no.
fine,
No, I think
totally.
it's really interesting as well because, like, you guys were so young when you started dating. For me, I'm just like, how do you grow together without growing apart? You know what I mean?
Uh, it's a lot of, that's what I said. said, it's a lot of honesty, and it's a lot of you have to talk about a lot of things, because there might be ideologies and beliefs which I might not be believing 2 years back,
Yeah.
but they change, and you got to tell that person that I used to believe, and you have to give him your point of view or her the point of view. And you know I know that we're not very difficult people. If logically and rationally something is being told to us and it makes sense, we'll be like, okay, man, let's just try it. You know what? If it's not working like that, okay, we'll do something else. But it's a lot of talking about what I'm feeling and what she's feeling and where she's at and where I'm at. So talking and conversation is like next level shit important in this. Till date, I am not allowed to sleep without calling her. I cannot sleep without calling her and telling her how my day was or how her day was. It is a rule in our relationship that we have to do it. It's been 15 years and we've
Mm.
had fights that why didn't you call me last night? So it's that. So it's our sacred time, and I think, and it's not that we don't meet in the day. We meet like in a week we'll meet 4 times or 5 times maybe. But in the night that call is really important.
Hmm. That's
So
really
I
cool.
think that like unwinds, and we discuss a lot of things over there.
This is from Iborn Supreme. He says, "Hi Jabby, please ask Ayush if we will be able to see another season of Please Find Attached in future. If yes, when? Thanks, love you all."
Oh, how sweet. I don't know. You have to ask Dice that. I have a feeling they will. They will, because season two also did a really well. And a lot of people messaged us and Dice, and they're really looking forward to probably making the third.
Mhm.
I don't know. This is not. I I can't. I am an employee, ladies and
Yeah.
gentlemen.
And then Suraj Raghupathi says, Jabby, make Ayush pick one between Barka and Aisha as the better on-screen partner. Please don't entertain
Oh my
diplomatic answers.
God.
Wherever I go, this is the only question I get asked. Is it Barka or Aisha? And I'm like, why do you want me to stop acting with one of them by choosing one of their names? So for this question, I always say Ashna. So Barka or Aisha, I said Ashna. So it's the best.
I know, it's like asking who's your favorite baby?
Yeah, like how am I going to choose between Barka and Aisha? And how am I going to face them the next time I meet them?
Oh my God. Yeah.
Well, you just say the other one every single time.
Yeah, you just take it in turns. Like
Yeah.
this interview, you're like Barka. The other one, you're like Aisha.
Yeah.
Whatever.
And hope for them to see this or see that.
Yeah.
I don't think so. They'll just see one of them and be like, you chose that person. So
Varnika Singh is asking, what's your favorite book?
uh, uh I don't know what's my favorite book, because I don't have one, because I'm into short stories a lot. I don't read a lot of long uh, like long format books. I do because it's so annoying, because when you're shooting sometimes you're so much into the script that then you can't read that, and then that gets lost. I like reading short stories because you can read it in 1 hour or 2 hours and then finish it and then move on in life.
Mm.
Like I can't keep hanging, and then by the time I've come back, I've forgotten what was happening on page 55. So
Yeah.
it's just one of those things which, but if I have to pick a book, I recently read a book called Flowers for Algernon.
Mhm.
Hmm.
It's a very good book, and it's a beautiful book. So that was the last book of the long format one novel I read. Otherwise, I read a lot of Jeffrey Archer short stories, which is right up there. Should I pan or
No,
Jabby will get irritated?
I'll probably freak out.
Okay, let's let's not pan. I'll show it in the end. Like there's a bookshelf over here, and Jeffrey Archer is like short stories of him is a lot. So
Okay.
yeah, that's my favorite.
Flowers for Algernon. The only reason I know about that book is because of the show Friends. Because Chandler asks Joey, "Have you ever read Flowers for
I
Algernon?"
thought you were gonna say like because it was a book that we had to read in school. I
No,
remember
no, I
reading
never
it
read
in
it.
school.
I never read it.
Yeah.
So,
Oh yeah.
no.
Yeah.
But so how did you meet I'm gonna mess his name up. Forgive me. How did you meet Atulog
Yeah.
Nihogtri, and why did he give you a chance of
Atul
being?
Agnihotri.
Yeah, and why did he give you a chance of being an assistant director?
Oh, so I was working on a small production before that. I had done a little acting gig with the popular actor back then, Pulkit
Hmm.
Samrat.
Yeah.
So and then he was going to do that film, and that's how he recommended my name. That if you want to learn about filmmaking, why don't you go meet him? So I just went and met him, and then I just got a job. And it was just one of those things. Okay, wow, okay, that's so nice,
Yeah.
great. I just asked him, and he was like, "There's not much money in it, and you're gonna be treated like shit." And I was like, "Okay, I'm in."
Right, and he had you do the
So
clapper.
uh, I was the
Yeah, you were
clapper.
the
I
clapper
was
guy.
the clapper on that.
And
Yes,
and,
I was
and
the
so
clapper guy because
yeah, go ahead.
clapper guy is probably the start off of where you want to like in the assistant director space. I think clapper is the last AD, also very important AD. But also, if somebody wants to be in front of the camera, then clapper, being a clapper, is actually the most helpful thing that can happen to you.
Okay,
Because you get seen.
I think he got frozen.
Uh-oh.
It's not about you get seen. Have I frozen?
No, no,
Yeah,
you're
you
moving
you
now.
you
You're
got
moving now.
frozen. You got frozen at the perfect moment because you got frozen like this, and it just looked like you were like very intensely
Yeah, I
listening
was
to
like,
Achara.
wow. No one ever does this to me in my life.
um, real quick, Harjit Singh is asking, "How's it going?" It's going great.
It's
Thanks,
going
Harjit Singh.
great.
Harjit Singh is someone who frequents our live streams.
He's
But
awesome.
the reason I was asking
How
the
nice.
reason I was asking about tell me say his name one more. Atulog Nihogtri.
Atul Agnihotri. Atul
Yeah,
Agnihotri.
the reason
Atul
I was
Agnihotri.
asking
Yeah.
about him is because you had mentioned that he had sensed after doing 2 weeks of the clapper, he asked you why did I give you this job, and you give him a
Yes.
very technical answer, and he's like, no, it's because you're next to the actor, you're next to the director, and you're learning all about the set and your surroundings, and
Yes.
what you concluded was that you got a lesson out of this that you said you use in your everyday life, and you
Yes.
didn't
Yes.
expand on that, and I was hoping you could expand on it now.
Of course. Of course. Uh, so when I was the clapper, obviously you all have seen the clap, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's before the shot, and then the clapper runs and hides somewhere. So it was that I was hiding always somewhere or the other, getting kicked by the actor. Move.
Yeah.
But it was fun. Uh, so he told me, "Why am I giving you the clap? Tell me after 2 weeks." And I was like, "Of course, I'll tell you after 2 weeks." And I Googled the first day only. And I was like, "Who's going to wait for 2 weeks?" I just Googled and I learned the answer. It's because it's syncing video and audio.
Right.
So I was like, "Great." The next time he asks me, I'm just going to tell him it syncs video and audio. So 2 weeks, I was just faffing, chilling, eating a lot at that point of time, just eating on and not really focusing, but because I knew the clap was for what. So after 2 weeks, he met me and he was like, "Why did I give you the clap?" So I said, "Of course, because it, like intellectually with the brain, it makes sense." So I was like, because it syncs sound and video, and it's one of those things which is very important for the editor. Otherwise, the editor will not know which shot to use. And then he just looked at me and he said, "You idiot. I gave you the clap because uh, you're the closest to the director, you're the closest to the actor, you're the closest to the camera. You understand lensing, which lens they're using, because you have to give your clap accordingly. You stand for the actors, for the mark, for lighting. That's why I gave you the clap." And I just lost it. I was like, "Oh my God, what an idiot to waste 2 weeks of thinking that it's just that." And I could have learned so much more. And that's the day from which I think there was a switch in my brain that I have to just absorb everything possible, whatever, wherever anything is happening. So, and I used to, it just made me realize that I used to focus on such micro things in life
Right.
and not see the macro picture
Mm.
of the whole event. What is happening? What are we doing? So that that lesson at that point of time taught me a lot about in general life also. You use this principle that does this matter? does this matter as much? Or look at the macro picture. It does not matter. So, you start moving forward with that thought process. Also, the fact that when you're assisting and when you're in a film project, you're working behind the scenes, you start becoming a team player. You don't only look for yourself. And I think that that is what has helped me as an actor. Because in a scene, I will not only look at my performance or my dialogue, I will make sure the whole scene works. There's no point in acing the other person or being better than the other person. No, that's not why I'm in it. If the scene fails and I'm still good in it, the scene has failed,
Right.
Right.
because it has to be a collective effort from everyone for the scene to be higher than what's it's written on the page.
Right.
So and that's what being an AD has taught me that.
Right.
Otherwise, I don't think so. I would have learned it. And that's why I feel a lot of actors are insecure because they only focus on themselves. No, it's not only about you. It's about a scene.
Right.
Yeah.
It's about everyone, from the sound guy to the camera guy to the light guy to the actors to everyone doing it right is what a team game is. And I think being an AD teaches you that. And that was very important for me to learn at that point of time. Otherwise, I could have been a douchebag. You never know. You know what I'm trying to say? With a
Right.
little bit of success, it can just flip anytime where you can just take these people for granted. It teaches you a lot of humility, I think, being an AD,
Hmm.
because
Mm-hmm.
you know how the other person has spoken to you, and you never want to be that person.
Right.
Yeah.
When I'm an actor, I make sure that I don't speak to my ADs rudely, because I know how it feels like when you have. So for that reason, aiding is very important, and I think every actor should AD,
Yeah.
for
So, so,
just for the reason of not taking their jobs lightly.
right. So, how do you apply this to like general life? Like, I don't know. You go into the bathroom or whatever. Like, how do you apply this to just like
Be nice to the
Your
everything?
bathroom
voice just
attendant.
went, Gabby.
Huh? My.
I can't hear you.
Oh, can you hear me now?
No,
No.
Oh, what
Out.
happened?
Hello. 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 I-
suddenly the voice just went. I can hear you now.
Okay.
Okay. Whew.
Okay. Yeah.
Yes,
Okay.
yes,
That was
yes.
exciting.
Sorry.
um, so no, my question was like, how do you apply this to just everyday life that's not related to being on set?
It's about taking care of everything and everyone around you. Now my life is not only focused on me. I really want my friends to do well. I really want
Mm,
my family to do well.
yeah,
And I'm acting is a very small part of my life. It's not my life.
yeah,
I have my life. I have lived it for 27 years of my life before I was an actor. So just because I want to be an actor does not mean that everything around me or everyone around me has to suffer. You know what I'm trying to
Right.
say?
yeah,
Yeah.
totally.
In the whole form of this, you're working right now. Fair enough. You have a work life till, I hope you have a work life till 75 or 80, but you have to give everything priority and you have to give everything its due when it's needed.
Yeah,
So I think that's what opens your horizons in terms of don't focus on. And I don't like only focusing on acting as well. Like I really like writing. I really like direction. I read books on writing and direction. Uh, and I like knowing everything before going on set. I like to be more prepared than anyone on set. Like I am a geek like that in terms of everything.
yeah,
So it's not to interfere, but it's to understand that, oh, I had thought it that way. Oh my God, he's not thinking that way. He's doing something different. That's really interesting and weird, because I would have never thought that.
yeah,
It just opens your mind in a lot of things, and it's important for self evolution and growth in life. And that's what I feel. I don't know.
totally.
Like, these are just things which I keep thinking on
Um,
my own.
Samir Mishra super chatted and she says, "Just want to say all your web series are awesome, but Mom and Co was truly something else. Gave me a whole new perspective for my mom's life. Love you all." I was
Aw.
just fangirling.
How sweet.
Yeah,
It was a
fangirling.
web show I did for my mom, and because obviously, for obvious reasons, she's the reason why I was acting. And when I got a role about a mother and son, and a dysfunctional mother and son relationship, which gets better with them working together. It was just something which was so beautiful. I was like, this is something which my mom will love if I do this. And it was my debut. It was my first ever web show on YouTube.
Wow.
So I was like, this is just meta at another level where I'm getting to start with another series with me and my mom as a relationship. Like she was not actually my mom, but yeah.
So how did your
But that was
mom feel
something.
when she saw it?
Oh, she loved the show. She really, really loves Mom and Co. because it's so and it's taught me like I'm really blessed by the fact, and I'm really thankful that I get to play certain characters which are in a way somewhere around me, and somewhere I do that. Like when you come home and you're on your phone and your mom is waiting for you, and you're just like, hey, what's up, and chill with her for 5 minutes and come in your room. And that's what this teenager was about, who never used to give time to the mother. And the mother felt that, oh my God, I'm not close to him anymore.
Right.
And just because when he got fired from his job and he did have nothing, he started focusing on his family, and he started realizing, oh my God, my mom makes really good food. Why can't we start a food venture together? And that's when they become a little closer. So I was, as a human being, everyone from the busy shoot schedules come home, and my mom makes it a point to come to my room and sit with me for 5 minutes. But after 5 minutes, I'm like, Mom, I'm really tired. I really need to sleep. But after doing that show,
Oh, I thought he was taking a long
uh,
pause for a second. It broke.
so
Internet broke for a second. Go ahead.
okay, so after I finish the show, I make it a point that I sit with her and I talk with her,
Hmm.
and then I tell her to please now go and sleep, and
Yeah.
not only give her 5 minutes, because she's been waiting for me the whole day. Like moms are generally like that, all of them.
Yeah.
They just don't know how to just keep the phone down after you cut the call. Like I cut my mom's call if I'm on a shot. She called me 6 times till I pick it up and say, I am shooting. Can I call you in some time, please?
Yeah.
And then she will be like, okay, okay, okay. So it's like that. So I did it for her, and I feel I was truly blessed to get that show.
Spandan Bhattacharya asks, I don't know if this is like an inside joke that we don't get. Kya aapke toothpaste main namak hai?
Namak hai. I did an ad long back in which you must have seen that ad where this guy is brushing and he's like, and there's this just random girl appearing from somewhere, and like, does your toothpaste have salt? And I'm like, no. Then you need this toothpaste. So something like that. So I did
Oh,
an ad. So I think that's the
okay,
joke.
gotcha.
Oh.
And Stunning CSGO asks, most embarrassing moment he had going for an audition. I feel like it was your first audition.
No, no, no. My first audition wasn't embarrassing enough. There are many more which have been embarrassing.
Yeah.
Have I frozen?
Just for a moment. Just for a moment.
Oh, now
We'll
you have.
we'll have that
Okay.
sometimes. Yeah. There, never back.
You're back.
Yeah.
So, so, I had gone for this audition in which this was one of my first within the first 10 auditions. So this guy calls me up and says, "Hey, am I speaking to AYUSH MEHRA?" And I'm just, "Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm calling from this place, and we have an ad audition. Can you come? It's a shortlisted audition." Firstly, getting a shortlisted audition is a thing in itself only, because otherwise it's open auditions. There are hundreds and thousands of people auditioning. Shortlisted means they must have shortlisted 25, 30, and
Oh no, 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 no. It's frozen.
so
Why? We're
am I
back.
frozen?
We're back.
You're back.
Sorry.
So you're shortlisted.
Do you live alone?
We're
So
back.
someone's using your internet.
Someone's using my. I should tell my dad probably.
Yeah.
He must be watching something.
Yep. That's what it is.
So, so within the call, like 15 minutes within the call, I was at his place and I was like, "Hey, ready?" And he was like, "Oh my God, I just called you," and I was like, "Yeah, sir, I'm ready." So I reached there and I try to act all professional and I'm like, "Yes, sir. Do you have a script and everything?" So then he was like, "No, can you just stand there?" And I was like, "Yeah, for sure." So he's like, "Do you know how to swim?" I was like, "Yeah, I know how to swim." So he's like, "Okay." So "Do you have a passport?" So I was like, "Yeah, I have a passport." So the ad was abroad. So there are like 75 things going on in my head saying, "I know swimming, I have a passport, this is gonna be it. I have arrived." So then he was like, "On action, whatever I tell you to do, do it." I was like, "Great." So then he was like, "Action." I was like, "Okay." He's like, "Swim." I was like, "Swim?" So he's like, "Yeah, swim." So then while standing, I start swimming. And then he's like, "Swim faster." And I start swimming faster. And then he's like, "Now you can see the energy drink floating and coming towards you." I see the energy drink coming to me. And then he's like, "Open it and drink it." And then now you're getting more energy. And now you swim faster. So then he said, "Cut." I was like, "Okay." He's like, "You swim really well, man." I could not. I was like, "Thank you, sir." I come out and I sit for 20 minutes and think to myself, I just swam in the air. And he told me I swim well. Like, I don't understand what was happening in that audition. How are you going to even gauge that this person knows how to swim? So this was one of my embarrassing auditions where I tell people this and they're like, "Bro, it was a hoax audition. I think that ad is never made." Like they just called you and they just have you on tape swimming in air. So I was like, maybe, yeah, I don't know. So yeah, so
So
this was one of
someday it'll be on
the few,
someday it'll be on YouTube.
Yeah.
yeah, me swimming in the air. Yeah.
Yeah. And so we have let's see. Hey Jabby, this is from Harjit Singh. He says, "Hey Jabby, tell Ayush stay away from Barker Singh. She is my first crush."
Okay, done, done.
And then
I shall tell
I
her.
Born Supreme asks again because you gotta get asked twice. Here's another one for Ayush. Who is Ashna's favorite on-screen partner with Ayush, Barka, or Aisha?
Oh, this is a trick question.
Hey.
uh, I don't know. I've never
Okay.
asked her.
Vinit asks, "Are we gonna see Ayush in movies anytime soon?"
I hope that's the next step. I've done a lot of YouTube stuff and I've got a lot of love for it, and I'm really thankful and grateful for everyone who keeps watching. Even I remember this. I've seen so many of your videos. Like I can't even say how many, and I always wished that someday you would review my videos. Uh, and then you all started with filter copy and then you all started doing the web shows, and I remember sitting with my girlfriend and watching the whole thing at least, and I was like, "Dude, they've reviewed my show," and I was so happy about it. Every time you do it, and I'm just thankful for that as well. Like I really want to tell you that I was huge fans of you guys before you even knew it. Like y'all had made it for me back when I started acting. I was like, "Oh man, Jabby," and I used to call you Jabby okay only. I used to call you. Jabby okay is reviewed.
That's fine. That's the root word for Koei anyway. But thanks. I really
Yeah,
appreciate you saying that, man. That's very kind of you. Uh,
and y'all really do like a fabulous job because I know all my actor friends sometimes just wait. Hey, he's done mine as well. So I was like, okay, great. So it's just one of those tick mark things which just has to happen, and you feel very good about it.
yeah,
Like I just had to say it.
Vicky Koshal said something like that to us. He's like, I trailers out. What are these guys doing? Like, why
He's
haven't
like,
they reacted to
are
our
they
trailer yet?
sleeping?
Are they sleeping?
What's
going
going on?
Yeah, like sometimes when y'all don't react, you're like, "Oh shit, maybe this didn't do that well. Maybe it's not popular enough to reach them. Damn it."
Nitin Mendikar says, "I know you all are just friends. Y'all are just friends. But Filter Copy can have a series with Jabby and Achara called Types of YouTuber Couples. I guess this is for us because I love the chemistry AYUSH and Barca have, and I see the same chemistry with Jabby and Achara.
Aw,
Oh
that's
man,
cute.
y'all should definitely, y'all definitely. PFA season 3, guys, is right here.
We did
You did, yeah, you did a little
I
thing.
did a Filter Copy thing.
Yeah.
So once.
I helped.
Yeah.
I
How was
helped.
it? How was it?
It was me, and it was for Valentine's, not Valentine's
No,
Day.
it was for like online
it
dating.
was for online
With,
dating.
with ASOS.
Yeah,
Yeah.
ASOS and I were a
Oh
couple.
wow, with SS.
Yeah.
SS is really sweet. I
Yeah.
really
Yeah.
So what happened was, I'll keep it short, but I asked ASOS, hey, do you want to do like a little short film with me, through Skype? Do you want to do a
yeah.
short film with me? She's like, yeah, sure, totally. I'm like, okay, cool. So I made this little like online date sort of video that was super awkward because I like awkward humor, and Filter Copy saw it. They're like, oh, he can act. Oh, okay, so we should put him in a video with ASOS again. I'm like,
Not,
okay.
and bearing in mind, like Jabby's been telling Phil to copy for ages. He's like, you guys, I would love to be in something.
Yeah.
Please put me in something. And then finally they're
Yeah.
like,
Finally.
Yeah.
and then I'm like, what about me though?
Yeah. You'll get your turn.
Yeah, it's coming. It's coming.
So Life of
So
Sahil
in
asked.
films, I
Wow.
hope I get into films very soon. I don't know. Like that's the next step is what I actually wanted to say that from YouTube now I'm planning to go on OTTs, which is the
Yeah.
next step. And from there, I think then it will be films, definitely. Or it might be films in the middle. I don't know because you don't know how it goes. Like if somebody just likes you, they pick you.
Yeah.
And that's how it has to be for me. It has to be the ladder for me for climbing
Right.
stuff because it I know it won't be direct. It has to be through my work that somebody sees it, they like it, they appreciate it, and then I get an opportunity.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping that the next show I'm doing, it's called Call My Agent. Do you all know about Call My Agent?
No. Tell us.
So Call My Agent is a French series which is on Netflix and it's adapted in India. So I'm playing a lead part in that, and that's going to come on an OTT. Which OTT isn't decided as of now, but it's going to come on. So that's like one of my biggest projects, which is going to come this year. I hope it does well.
Mhm.
It's going to come on an OTT. So it's an OTT debut. Let's hope for the best.
Wow, that sounds
That's exciting.
exciting.
Life of
Yeah.
Sahil is asking how hard for Ayush to be in very cool mood in every series, or is he just like that?
No. I'm not like always in a cool or happy mood. Please, it's just acting. Like I go through my ups and downs very often. So yeah, whatever we portray is what we have to portray.
Right.
Like I'm not like the total opposite of it. Like I believe a lot of the things I do. So that's why there is a part of my personality attached to it.
Mhm.
But I'm not always happy.
You're just in a fit of rage all the time, just always angry, tossing tables.
Action. Hi.
Yeah. The Bayang Goma asks, how was your experience working in Operation MBBS, especially with the accent?
You had an accent? Or I mean, of course we wouldn't know.
Yeah. So normally I am from Bombay and I speak in a very Bombayish kind of a lingo in Hindi. But this character I was playing was Nishant Singh, and he's from UP. And UP has Uttar Pradesh has a particular dialect in which they talk. They talk in really authentic Hindi and they give a lot of respect. So that was the dialect which I had to pick. It was really fun because uh, I was so scared of playing the dialect because dialect can just
Oh.
go wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know what I'm trying to say? And then the people from that particular place can really get annoyed with that. So it's like a risk. Have I frozen?
A little bit.
Yeah.
Yes. How do you know that you
Okay.
froze? Because we froze. We
Okay.
froze on your side. Is that what happened?
Yes, y'all freeze exactly at the same moment.
Okay.
And y'all are, yeah, I can see y'all. Yes. Yeah.
We got movement. Every now and then we just have to.
You have to be like,
We have to move like a screensaver. You just keep moving.
So playing that accent was very difficult, but the director of Operation MBBS is the brother of Vaibhav Rajgupta. He was the lead character in Gullak. So they are from UP.
Hmm.
So I was getting trained by them only on it. So it didn't seem that difficult, but it was a very like learning new things and new dialects is something which is the best part about my job. Like tomorrow, if I go to UP, I'll talk like them, and it won't be a problem.
Yeah.
That's the best part about my job. I really get to do a lot of things which I would not do if I was a banker.
Right.
right,
So yeah,
yeah.
Shreya Singh asks, "What is the release date of MBBS 2?"
I think it's coming on the 12th of March.
Oh, that's soon. That's
Very
very soon.
soon. Yeah.
Sri Ram Karthikeya asks, "Who is his inspiration?"
My inspiration, I like a bunch of people. Like I like Virat Kohli a lot.
Okay.
Uh, he's like one of my idols. Even Cristiano Ronaldo, Messi, uh, they're like a lot of sports people because I feel they're so excellent and they're so diligent and they're so consistent in what they've been doing since a while that I want to be like these people, and they're still not assholes about it. You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
Right,
They're
yeah.
still humble about it. Roger Federer, you see his interviews, and you're like, how is this man like this? Still,
Yeah.
you know what I'm trying to say, and that's where I in life want to be. Like in terms of my work, of the supreme quality, and of the nature of the supreme quality as well, because I want to be remembered as a good human being also by the
Right.
end of uh, my time in life,
Right.
and not just a good actor. Frozen.
There we go. Okay, we're both doing dances.
Yeah.
Amod Kulkarni asks, "How does it feel being the dream boy in so many series?" I want to
Yeah.
piggyback on that and ask, "How does your girlfriend feel about that?"
Ooh, yeah, yeah,
Uh, she really she sees me and she's like, "Why you not like this in real life?
yeah.
Why you not so romantic in real life?" And I'm like, "Would you pay me?" And
Yeah.
then she would be like, so I I I don't know. I don't know how it translates like that. I generally am unaware about it. I don't know what makes me like that. It's just it comes from a good place. Maybe that's why it's happening. I don't have any answer to how am I like that. I don't know.
Real quick, Kukuchiku said two things. He says, "Missed stream again." Ah, meow. By the way, that's for Achara.
Oh.
Kukuchiku also asks, Ayush, I love sibling videos from Filter Copy. Tell us about your in real life sibling mischief, fun, and pastime. Meow.
Oh man, I have an elder sister. She's married. She just got married like 3 years ago, and Uh, the time when she leaves you and goes with the husband, that's the time you realize, oh man, she was my sister. I wish I would have been nice to her
Oh.
and she would have been nice to me. You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
Like we've always had the sibling rivalry. Not after a point, like after 10th standard and 12th standard, obviously, it was no rivalry. It was just, but it was before that. She's given me a choke slam,
Oh my God.
like
Whoa.
a legit choke slam.
Whoa.
So, uh, but she also is, uh, I don't know, the best human being also I know in my life because
Right.
she's always there for me. She's always rooting for me. She's there to take care of me. I remember when parents weren't at home, she used to cook meals for me. I never used to do anything at home. So she used to do it like a sweet uh, sister, and I've chilled with all her friends, and it just yeah, like siblings. I don't know, like I have my elder sister, and I it's just something which irreplaceable. I don't know how to explain how my life with her is. It's just very like I don't know. There's no words I can quantify
Yeah.
as to saying how I feel for my sister because she's just there. Like I know she's there. Like
Yeah.
I can just
Right.
it's that
Totally.
it's that comfort. It's that uh, dependable. It's that everything. So we used to have a lot of fights before. Now we don't have fights
Totally.
and physical fights.
Oh, yeah. I don't know
Yeah.
why I acted surprised when you were like, she choke slammed you, because then I remembered I totally like kicked my sister in her groin, flipped her over on my back. I'm like, I wasn't that great either. This is a question from Ashutosh Bajpai. He says, if someone has not watched your work ever, what would you suggest them to watch? That's a good question.
Uh, I would suggest them to watch everything from today. Start. You can start with Operation MBBS.
If you had to pick
Uh,
one thing, if you had to pick one
uh,
thing, just one
I
thing.
think if I had to pick one thing, then I would pick -1. I
Okay.
think you all should
Okay.
review -1.
Okay.
What
It's
is that?
have you all seen -1?
No, which platform is that on?
It's on YouTube. It's on YouTube. It's about two exes living in the same house. It's
Oh,
me and Aisha Ahmed. Uh, and it's a pretty decent web show. It did really, really well at that point of time. So uh, we started that web show with a channel which was new. It had zero subscribers, and it was like a risk which we were taking. But now that we get to see, the first episode is 5 million
Oh shit.
already without a channel with any subscribers. So it was
wow.
just like a rage at that point of time. But if you'll get a chance to watch -1, I feel -1 is one of my best shows.
Okay.
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 All right.
We'll
All
have to
right.
check it out. Himanshu.
Also, Mom and Co. because since it was my first.
Okay.
Oh, that
Okay.
was your first. Okay.
Himanshu Rawat is asking, how did you become friends with Yasha Sweeney Dayama?
How did I become friends? So I was shooting a filter copy video with her, and we just hit it off like the minute we met because I had seen her in Dear Zindagi, which is a Dharma film,
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
and I was assisting on in Dharma at that point of time. And that idiot, I have to state this, sat in my AD room with me, and I was like, "Hey, you remember I was sitting with you that point?" She's like, "I don't remember you." And that's how we started. And I was like, "Oh my God, okay, all right." So, I am very protective of Yash because I genuinely feel like her elder brother, and we are really, really, really good friends. Like I talk to her at least once in 2 days.
Oh,
So
Wow.
that she's actually like my real life sister, which is transforming into real life also. So she's that
hmm
in my life.
Um, oh, sorry, you go ahead.
Oh yeah. So I have a question here from Ananya. They said, please ask what is the best piece of advice he got for acting.
The best piece of advice I got for acting, there are two, three, which I think might help everyone. First is learn your lines.
I struggle with that.
Always learn your lines before going on set. That was the first advice, and which is very important. There are people who sometimes don't do that. So that. Then the second advice was always be humble as an actor and always be giving as an actor. If it's not your scene, don't try and don't get your insecurity out by just being seen or, you know, give the other person respect. And there is grace in that.
Mhm.
When it's not your scene and you just have to stand quietly, do not do shit to be noticed or distract people from his performance because that's where a giving actor comes from.
Yeah.
And the third piece of advice for acting was keep practicing acting every day because it's a craft which
Oh God, why did it stop?
it will not
Okay, we're
stay.
dancing,
So
dancing,
keep
dancing,
Okay.
practicing every
dancing.
day. Oh, am I like
Yeah,
dancing too much?
we're frozen for a second. Now it's back.
Okay.
Now it's back.
So Uh, so
Practicing
keep
every day.
practicing it, because the more you practice a craft, it just keeps getting better. That's all.
Right.
Three advice.
All sound pieces of
Which you
advice.
reminded me of something because sometimes like you're like do your job, don't try to distract. And one of my favorite things to point out with
Yeah.
Achara is when we're watching a movie and there's an extra that is very extra.
Yeah, he loves.
Like
That's his favorite thing. He'll be like, oh, "There's an extra, extra." Like
it's
they really wanted
who's
to be
just
an
like who's just like
actor.
really acting their butts off in the background.
It's like,
It's like it's not about you,
dude, calm
extra.
down. It's not about you.
Calm
It's
down.
about the main actor right there. Stop it.
Um,
I,
Subta
exactly.
Subtak Sankar asks, ask him how did he feel playing a med student? Did he feel how frustrating medical life is for students? It's literally like 5 years of extreme studies. Good vibes.
So yesterday I was at my physio, and I was like, I just finished Operation MBBS season 2 in a month. Yeah, I don't know why you guys took 5 years to finish it. And then he was like, wow. So, man, it's really difficult. Okay. Uh, the books were this much. To hold the book, it took so much effort. I don't know what will happen when you read them. So I genuinely got so much respect for doctors, where I was like, oh my God, how are these people learning these things
Yeah.
and then performing it on me? And that's right also. So it's one of those eye-opening things. I always thought, okay, yeah, you have to study a lot when you have to become a doctor. I did not study a lot means study like, and this is one subject, dude, one subject this much. And
Yeah.
imagine, like, it's like a 600 book page, and they ask you like a one-word answer. Like, I don't know. It's like finding a needle in a haystack. It's really difficult. So I have full respect. And after that, I stopped making fun of doctors. Even if they overcharged me, I pay. I was like, take my money. You've studied, take it.
Yeah, totally, man. Rajat Betty is, I don't know why he's saying this. He goes, did you know Denny Dengzopa is the real father of Tiger Shroff? It's just I
That's
don't.
that's random.
Is that relevant to this at all?
No. Like
No,
what?
man.
Okay.
They're two different people. Tiger Shroff is Jackie Shroff's son.
I know.
And
It's just like he just really wanted us to read that. So Ekta is a friend of ours. She's asking, "Hey Chara, tell Ayush I love him so much, and give my love to Ashna too, and
Oh,
of course hugs to Jabby and you."
that's very
how
sweet.
sweet. Thank you so much. This means a lot.
And Akshiv Rastogi asks, "Ayush, how does it feel to be so hot?"
Yeah.
Oh man, am I? I have no idea.
I can't tell if you're being sarcastic.
I really, I, I really like, a lot of people ask me, "How are you so cute?" And I'm just, I don't know the answer. I don't. I think you all should tell me.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Brad Pitt does the same thing. They go, "Oh, you're so handsome." Oh, that you talking to me?
Yeah, I exactly. I
Just joke.
just, I just generally, somebody tells me you're handsome and you're cute. I'm just like, okay, thank
Yeah.
you. There are so many times when they come and wave, and I've looked back and I'm like, oh, it's
Yeah.
funny. Hi. It's just a little,
Keep it humble.
just
Keep it
gets a
humble.
little.
Uh, Arjun says, ask him about his favorite YouTubers.
Obviously us.
Oh, I really like. I really like a lot of YouTubers. Yeah, they've become my friends. And I never thought I'll be friends with YouTubers, because I never knew that world existed. Like, I always thought that, okay, they must be actors as well, but
Yeah,
I never knew in the beginning that YouTube is something that you create for yourself as an own identity and you become popular. Like, it was an alien world. You know what I'm trying to say?
absolutely.
Only when I started doing filter copy sketches and I started working with YouTubers, I was like, dude, this is like insane. I didn't know this. So I'm very good friends with Prajakta, mostly same. I really like her. Then I'm good friends with Nick as well.
Hmm.
Hmm.
He's also one of those sweet people. We just did a video together. I think it's going to come this week. Uh, then I don't know. Now everyone's on YouTube these days. Sejal is on YouTube. Then there's I know Ashish Chanchlani because he was really sweet to me. We were shooting for a Netflix promo somewhere, and my trailer, the AC of my trailer was leaking, so they had to shift me, and they couldn't arrange for a trailer, so they knocked on Ashish's van and said, "Is it okay if Ayush sits with you for the whole day?" And he was just like, "Of course," and he just took me inside. And that was really kind and sweet of him. Like, he's like one of the biggest YouTubers of India, and he didn't have to do that. But
Was
I
that
was
for,
sitting there and
was that for
chilling with him.
Ludo? Was that
So
for which one was it for? Ludo or no? What Netflix?
no, it was some Netflix promo for for some ghost stories. I think something of that sort, and
Oh,
he was shooting for something
Oh,
of
gotcha, gotcha.
that sort. So Golden Review, they said it wasn't popular enough.
Sahil Mandalik asks, does he get bored of the same kind of roles he plays?
Yes, there is a point where stagnancy does come in,
Oh, you got quiet.
but you
You got quiet.
hello
Hold on. I'll
now.
bump your volume up. I'm sure it's gonna just blast in our ears in a second. But go ahead. You stagnancy.
Hello,
Yep.
yes.
hello, hello,
Oh, you can't hear
hello.
us?
I can hear you. You can
Oh,
hear me?
now we
Yeah,
can
yeah,
hear you loud
now
and
we
clear.
can,
That's
yeah,
exactly
yeah.
what I predicted. Okay,
Okay,
you go
super.
ahead.
So there is stagnancy sometimes which comes where you're like you have to play like your approach for the boy next door or the cute boy or the boyfriend all the time, but you try to play it differently. Also, I feel there is a time for everything, and there is a time for you to change and experiment and uh, do all those things. So probably in some time I will try doing those things after my OTT shows
Yep.
comes out. Is when I thought that we'll try to go and establish more of the other things I can do. But it's for now, as of now, it's going well. So let's see till when does this go well, and then you have to do the other thing. So might as well enjoy what you're getting right now.
All the girls are freaking out, man. Like all the girls that are friends with me that live in India are like, "Oh my God, AYUSH MEHRA!" My friend Ekta is saying, "Sorry, I'm fangirling so hard right now. How to befriend and become BFF with AYUSH?" I'm like, Jesus.
Oh, sweet. That is really kind. Thank you so much.
Rhythm 22 asks, "How is he so cute and hot at the same time?" Like so many.
Oh, wow.
Wow. All right. So anyway, I'm sure you got a good answer for that.
I have absolutely no answer to that. I don't know.
Yeah, exactly. I was being facetious. Sirkanta asks, has Ayush been approached for any Bollywood movie recently, and will we get to see him in a full-fledged? Oh, you basically just answered
Yeah.
that, but I just wanted to acknowledge
Yeah.
Sirkanta.
It's not that I've not got offers for Bollywood films, but it's just that it's very important. I feel to start with the right one
Mm.
because you know a person like me would not get as many opportunities. So it's to make the most of what you have and enter with your best foot forward.
Oh,
I am.
they just got to dance until
I
it comes
don't want to.
back.
I don't want to mess. So yeah,
He's gonna see us dancing
Frozen.
eventually.
There we go.
That was just
We're
Yeah,
my.
back. We're
I can
back.
see
Yeah, we're
y'all.
back. Okay. Sorry. Harjit Singh's asking, well, is this related to
Do,
him? Okay.
well, this isn't, but
This is a question I might want to avoid, Harjit Singh. I love you all, but
we
like,
haven't watched Kiss and Anthem yet because we tried watching it and then we were like, oh, we need subtitles, and isn't it in? Yeah, so we need to get subtitles for that. So I'm gonna see if my
but his
subtitler can
question. This is
subtitle it.
sort of a political question, right? I don't want to.
Yeah.
So I'm not gonna. Harjit Singh, we're not doing political stuff. So I'm gonna keep that off the record. Let's see. Rashith Cheldluri asks, can you ask him which series he enjoyed making the most?
Oh gosh, are you allowed to say?
The one which is gonna come, Call My Agent, was the I had the most fun on that. It's directed by Mr. Shad Ali, and he's like one of the biggest directors of India, and he's directed films like Bunty and Bubbly. He's directed Satya. He's directed like huge ass films,
Hmm.
and he's been a part of so many iconic songs and Jhoom Barabar Jhoom and all that jazz. And I was working with him, and he's just so kind and sweet. And the cast, it has Rajat Kapoor, it has Ahana Kumra, it has Soni Razdan, who's Alia Bhatt's mom, and
Okay.
it has like so many more celebrities. It's like an entourage space
Hmm.
where the actors play themselves, and we are the managers of the agency who manage them. So that's the this thing. So I'm a manager and I manage the artist. So it's fun like that.
Oh my God,
So
that
it's a
sounds
role
great.
reversal. So that's what I enjoyed the most. I think I've had the most fun on that series because I don't know, the cast was so warm, everything was just fitting in, and we're just having a very good time. And it was nice. Everything was just nice.
Um, for some reason, Shivan's asking, did you feel bad he didn't say your name in the YouTube category, Jabby? Be honest, Jabby. I saw tears in your
I
eyes.
know, I know that in your heart, Ayush, that's what you meant to say. Okay.
Yeah,
You're fans of
yeah,
Jabby and the.
Yeah.
You already talked
You
about it
already said
earlier,
that though.
but okay. So
yeah.
yeah, you went into it. So if you just
Huge fan of Jabby and Akshara.
Shivam, he already talked about it earlier.
It's fine.
Okay.
Abinad Nair says, Ayush, what are you watching these days? Movies, series, etc.
Hmm.
I am watching Queen's Gambit. I just started.
Us
Okay,
I'm on
too.
we're on episode 6 out of 7.
Yes.
We're on
oh,
episode 7. We're on the last episode. We haven't finished it yet.
Yeah.
I'm on episode 3 now. So I'm just enjoying this right now. It's such a beautiful show, and I
Yeah.
was like, how have they made this?
Yeah,
Why aren't we doing this in India? Uh, So
yeah.
Queen's Gambit was the one. Before that, I saw Call My Agent season 4, which was on Netflix.
Oh, okay.
Season 4 is the season finale of the French show,
Oh,
so
gotcha.
I saw that. Uh, then before that, I saw. I don't know what I saw before that. Before that is all a blur because I was shooting constantly, so I was watching like It's Okay to Not Be Okay. There's a Korean show,
Oh yeah.
uh, but they're so long. It's like 1 hour each episode. By the sixth episode, I'm like, I can't watch this because it takes an hour. So I was thinking, and it's like 16 episodes. So it's like a watching a Korean show is a long commitment.
Yeah.
I've realized that. Yeah. So
Uh,
then I was like, okay, let's just digress to a smaller thing. So I think Queen's Gambit is something which I want to. I've heard Bridgerton is also great. Y'all have seen Bridgerton?
No, I haven't seen Bridgerton. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. I'm gonna have to see it before I like make my decision. Because sometimes I'm just like, it seems so weird sometimes to me when it's like a period
Yeah.
show, but they make it kind of modern-ish, and then
Yeah.
I'm just a
Yeah.
bit
Yeah. I
like,
know what you're
I don't
saying.
know how I feel about that.
I gotta interrupt. So
Yes.
Abinad Nair has been asking the entire time, Ayush, are you a One Direction fan?
Why is that important?
I am actually not a One Direction fan. I was actually a Justin Bieber fan more than that. I
Oh.
still am a Justin Bieber fan. I don't have a problem with that. I remember a lot of people made a lot of fun of me back in the day when I was like, I listened to Justin Bieber, man. And then they were like, oh, you listen to Justin Bieber. I was like, it's about listening to everyone, isn't it? Uh,
Yeah.
and enjoying the best stuff of them. So yeah, I
Uh,
like his music. I've heard a lot of One Direction songs as well, but like not particularly a fan. But I genuinely follow Justin Bieber's life because he's changed so much as a human being, and
Yeah.
yeah.
the transformation is beautiful. And that's very important for a human and an artist to grow together is as important. So I feel he's going in the right direction. I don't know. Yeah.
The One Direction. Akshiv. Akshiv Rastogi says, I'm gay and still want to become a Bollywood actor. Will Bollywood accept me? Did he freeze
He
on that moment? I
froze.
thought he
I
was
was
just
like,
so caught off
No,
guard. I thought you were just so like
you were
taken,
like,
like aghast.
no,
like, let me think
no, no,
about
no.
this one.
So the question, whatever you asked, like it cut in the middle. So I just heard Bollywood. So
Yeah.
I did not hear anything else. So I
Okay.
was like, is there more,
It's a
or did I miss the whole thing?
it's a somewhat intense question, and so it was
Yeah,
hilarious
it
that
is.
you just kind of froze on that moment. By the way, like the internet has been kind to you because every time you freeze, it's always like you never froze it on like a
I
like a messed
usually,
up
yeah, I
face.
usually use this.
Yeah. So Akshiv is asking. He says, "I'm gay. Still want to become a Bollywood actor. Will Bollywood accept me?"
Of course, like, why would they not accept you? Matlab, there's no reason not to accept you.
Yeah.
Keep doing the roles which you get offered, and you don't have to stereotype yourself to playing a gay role. You can play anything you want to play
Yeah.
because you're an actor. You can pull off anything. So acceptance is not going to come because of what you are in real life. It's going to come with the characters you play.
Yeah.
So it's two different things. You can be anything you want in your real life, but if you're doing a good job in front of the camera, you're gonna be accepted. It's as simple as that.
Shimra Shri Raj Umbaraje and Arnav Pandi is asking, how was your experience with Salman Khan?
Oh, it was very nice. I know him since I was assisting. Like he was the Atul Agnihotri was the producer, and Salman Khan's sister is married to Atul Agnihotri, so it was like his home productionist situation. So I met him a couple of times then. Then he was in Jeho, so I was in AD. I kept interacting with him as well. And then recently we did an ad together for Pepsi,
Oh shit.
and as an actor, and I was an actor, and he was obviously the brand ambassador of that. And I met him, and I was like, "Hi, sir," and he remembered me. It was just so
Oh.
nice and sweet of him to remember me. He was like, "Of course, I remember you." And then he gave me a picture. Nobody else got a picture. I got a picture. I was like, "Yeah, yeah."
So your experience was amazing then, it sounds like.
That's pretty
Yeah, it was
cool.
really nice. Yeah.
Tanish Agarwal asks, which friend does he compare himself to from Friends?
Mm.
From
Chandler.
Friends,
Yeah.
I don't know. I think I have a bit of all in me. Have you all frozen? Okay,
No,
no.
we're here. We're here.
No.
We're
Okay, I
good. We're
thought
good.
you all just
No,
weren't
we're
moving,
good.
so I
We're
was
good.
just
We're
like.
good.
So like I am the geek when it comes to Ross. Like I am that geek. When it comes to general awareness, a little, I am a little bit like Joey.
Okay.
I think when it comes to humor, I am like Chandler a little, like in terms of humor. So I feel I have a lot from all three. So it's fun
Yeah.
to not just be one. I think I have a bit of Gunther also in me. I serve coffees also every now and then.
Did you want to ask this?
Oh yeah, so this one's from Harjot Singh. Ask Ayush, can you tell Barka that Harry was the biggest fan since she did Cadbury ad? Oh.
I don't think he's gonna remember that.
Okay,
Just tell her,
I
just
have
tell
no
her.
idea, but I'll just tell her.
Yeah.
Just
I'll just
tell
text
her.
her right
Yeah.
now once again.
It's Harry.
Exactly.
Harry
Did.
was your biggest
Done.
fan
Done.
since you did Cadbury.
Ananyan says, what is the best piece of advice he ever got?
The best piece of advice I ever got was you achieve whatever the fuck you have to in your career, great. But if you're a douche of a human being, nobody will remember you.
Okay.
That's a good one.
Great.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
be a good person as well.
Yeah.
And that's how people will remember you. So I was like, okay.
No, that's
Very
good.
important.
That's really good advice. I mean, for me, every celebrity I've met who was kind to me, that left an impression on me, like a really, really strong impression.
Oh yeah.
It does.
Yeah.
It does. Like, and it's very important. I don't know why when you achieve something, uh, do you have to become difficult to other people?
Yeah.
Because everyone's trying to do their jobs. It's not only you.
Right.
Like you might be in the biggest shoes, but that doesn't mean you. Uh, so that's what I feel. So
Yeah.
let's hope I I go in that direction. Tomorrow, Jabby calls me for Jabby, no, come on, man.
You're like, who is this?
Well, I mean,
Who's Jabby?
I try to maintain that same sort of attitude. I'm like, because we'll get recognized at random places, especially when we're traveling. And there was one
Yeah.
instance where I was in Thailand with Achara, and she and I had an argument of some kind, so I was pissed off. And so I went to go eat by myself, and this guy goes, Jabby Kawai, I go, yes, hi, how are you? Like, immediately I'm back on, because like I don't know who this guy is. He doesn't know that I had an argument of some kind. I don't want to put that on him.
Exactly.
You know?
Exactly. And it's not right to spoil somebody's day because you're going through a bad day. You just accept that, and you just like, even if you're going through the shittiest mood and somebody comes and asks me for a photo, I will give it to them.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I will not say no to it, because he's coming to me, I don't know, thinking at least 500 times, should I go to him? Should I not go to him? And it's very
Right.
easy for
Right.
you to
That's
say
true.
no.
That's true.
Yeah, that's
And
true.
and if you say no, his face to his body to his heart, everything will sink. You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
It's just that, like, if I see Robert De Niro somewhere, I will go for a photo, and I really want him to give me that photo. You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
so it's putting it out there, that it's important to make people's day,
Yeah.
because they remember you for the rest of their lives. Then,
It's true.
What is the best and worst habit Ayush finds in Ashna? That's from Underworld Thug.
best habit about Ashna is she's too caring and too loving as a human being, and she does things which really make me feel special. The worst habit about Ashna is she doesn't answer her phone in the first ring, which just annoys me a lot. Like, a lot. Like, when I'm under her building and she's not answering, what are you supposed to do?
Yeah.
I don't know how you're supposed to
What is this going on here?
reach down. Or when I'm just about to make a plan urgently, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna call Ashna, and you can hear me.
I will sort
Hello.
of. Yeah, there we
Yeah.
go.
There we go.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So only not picking up the phone is something which I get tremendously annoyed at,
Yeah.
but it's nice.
Yeah.
She picks up in the second, third time.
Oh,
The Frozen thing is just kind of like making me like
crazy.
crack up. No, it's hilarious.
Okay.
Because the same thing happened with Nidhi Singh. You know Nidhi? You know Nidhi Singh, right?
Nidhi Singh is an actor or
Yeah, she's
a
an
Yes,
actress.
YouTuber?
yes. Actress.
Actress. Yeah, she's an actress.
She's an
She's
actor. Yes,
yeah,
yes, yes.
yeah,
Of course,
sure.
She
of
was in.
course.
She
There
was
are two. There's one YouTuber as well.
Oh,
okay,
really?
yeah. Okay, so she was in Permanent Roommates, season 1 and 2.
Yeah, of course,
Yeah.
of course, of course.
Because when we were interviewing her, it would like freeze all the time, like just completely die. Skype would just die. And when we finally got it going strong, she's like, "Okay, nobody touch anything." She was very dramatic. It was awesome. Kapil Lanjawar says, "Ask him, is there a possibility to see Ayush, Aisha, Barka in a show together?"
Oh, how that'd be really, really nice. I hope there is something which is being written of that, which has equal meat for everyone to be in it, because after a point of time, everyone wants to do different stuff, new stuff, and I hope all of us come together and make something together. But it has to be something which is really nice and really worth it, because we're going to get that one shot, because
Right.
everyone's going to be in it. So it has to be that kind of material or content where it has to be nice. So yeah, I hope.
Hitmaniac is asking, what kind of movie roles would Ayush like to do? Like, there was a couple of questions in this vein of asking, like, what would be the dream role if you went to
Yeah,
Bollywood?
yeah.
I really want to play an antagonist in so many things. Like, I really want to do that, and I feel romance is not.
If your girlfriend was watching, would she be like, "Yeah, that's not a stretch"?
Yeah, she'll be like, just shut this, and I'll just roll the camera and send you the footage. It'll be him. So, so I think what's funny is what I feel romance is not even my strongest. I feel drama is something I do really, really well,
Mhm.
and I've still not got a chance to play anything in a drama show. So I know that it's going to come very soon, but that's where I feel I have to go towards now. And playing an antagonist in a Bollywood film would be a dream role, like a Joker or something of that sort.
Right.
Mm,
Because nobody expects it from you,
right.
and I know that those are my strong points, and I can do that easily.
Yeah.
I rather
Mm.
than romance, but
Maybe you
I'd
should
like to
romance.
see it.
maybe you should do something in that vein like Independent, like you and your friends.
Maybe,
Yeah.
maybe, yeah, maybe it's that, or but then everything has to fall together. It has to be right. There's a lot of things. So either I wait for it, and if I'm tired of waiting, then I'll just make my own thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Royson D'Souza says, "Sir, any advice to the young actors who wish to pursue acting as a career? What should I do first to get in?"
I feel
this is gonna lead me into like my final question with you.
I think the best advice I can give to young actors is don't give a time limit to yourself
Mm,
if you're getting into the craft of acting,
Mm.
because there is no time limit. Uh, Baman Irani sir started his career at the age of 45,
wow.
Oh.
and he's the biggest star. Uh, so there's no time, and there's no I might not get this role, I might not get that role. Just be persistent, keep auditioning, keep training, and it will happen. So don't give up in the middle just because five people have told you you act badly.
Yeah.
Keep at it, keep at it, keep practicing. See, if somebody's told you you're not acting well, means there is something.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not saying one person. If a lot of people have told you that you're not as good as uh, it needs to be in your craft, then you have to practice. If you're not doing anything about it and just assuming that, oh, these five people are just saying it, and you're still continuing to do that, then that's not going to do any good to you anywhere.
Right.
Mhm.
So uh, once you know that there is criticism somewhere, you have to be objective with yourself as well, and keep training and keep being persistent. Go for that take two. Always uh, don't take offs. Like, I feel, you know what I'm trying to say? Like, it's just one of those things which, if you really want to do, go for it. Read books, uh, practice, observe, uh, live your life as well. That is very important, because a
That's
lot
what
of
I was gonna
acting
say.
material can only come from where you are at in your life.
Right.
Yeah.
So
Absolutely.
living life is very important, and only going for auditions and doing your job and sleeping in the night is not. What is your new experience which you have?
Right.
Mhm.
That is more important, and that is going to teach you more than anything else.
Right.
So yeah, are the things basically which I feel young actors should focus on, and not focus on becoming a superstar.
Right.
That is a byproduct of the effort you put in.
Right.
It will come, or it might never come, but your job is just to do the best you can.
Right.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
That's a good attitude.
On that, I wanted to ask you your feelings about nepotism in general because I've noticed since over the last few years, I got into the watching Indian cinema and whatnot in late 2015, and since then I've noticed this like growing, this escalating animosity around nepotism. It's gotten worse and worse, especially in the last, I'd say, 12 months. It's gotten like really like big. It's a huge conversation in India. And I just, you're not an actor that's come from a film family. So as someone who has come from like the outside, how do you feel about nepotism?
Uh, See, I think nepotism is very natural,
Yeah.
and it's you can't do anything about it.
Yeah.
Uh, if your dad is a doctor, he would want you to be a doctor, and he would want you to take over his clinic at some point of time.
Yeah.
It's not wrong.
Yeah.
And it happens all over the world with everything. I'm not only saying it happens only in films. Films are the only places where you see it by far and large. So I feel you can't avoid that. Uh, but also, if a person is very talented, you cannot stop him. So there are like two this things which I believe.
Mm.
A nepotism kid if he's not talented enough, he's not going to get past uh, 2 films, 3 films, 4 films. After that, if the audience has not accepted him, nobody's going to go watch his film.
Right.
Similarly, when you're working hard, you're talented enough, you're doing a lot of things, you make so many friends, you start becoming bigger than the nepotism kid. So I feel it's a byproduct of your hard work and your talent. Of course, opportunities are something which will be easier for a nepotistic kid as compared to you, but that's everywhere, no? Like,
Yeah.
if my dad was a producer, why wouldn't he take me in his films?
Right.
Like, it's as natural as that. Whether I'm good in it or bad in it is something which the audience is anyways deciding. So if they feel that you're bad and you're not accepting, so either you work hard on your craft and start becoming good, or then you stay like you are and they will stop giving a shit about you after some time.
Yeah.
So I feel it's to each his own journey. Also, nepotistic kids have a lot of pressure, uh, because they have to enter a certain way.
Yeah.
Whereas people like us, we have no pressure.
Right.
We just can do anything and reach there. But it's an ongoing debate, which I think will have no end to it. But there's no point feeling spiteful about it, because it's pointless. You know,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Totally.
you should just keep doing your thing, and they'll still keep doing their thing.
Yeah.
So it's pretty okay.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm trying to say. It's
Um,
about acceptance and moving forward.
we're gonna pivot hard here to the last question. Kuku Chiku is asking, Ayush, Marvel or DC? Which superhero you'd like as your wingman? Meow.
Well,
And which superhero would you want as your wingman?
uh, I like so many of them. Like, I really feel Spider-Man is my favorite.
Mm.
Okay.
And I also like Thor. I think I like Thor more because of Chris Hemsworth, because of the way he looks, and he's just so beautiful to look at. Like, uh, and then I really like Robert Downey Jr. as well.
Mhm.
Like, how can you not like Robert Downey? So I'm like an out and out Marvel huge fan. So I like Marvel a lot.
Last normal question. The last regular question is from
Yeah.
Gaudi. He asks, what was your parents' reaction when he told about Ashna?
My parents knew about Ashna 14 years or 15 years back. I had no idea what their reaction was at that point of time. I think they must have been okay with it.
I think
I
they're okay
really
now.
do not have,
Yeah.
yeah, I have no idea what their reaction would have been, because it's 15 years back, man. Like, it's a little difficult to remember it.
Yeah.
I don't even remember when I made them meet for the first time. It's a blur.
Yeah.
Wow.
Totally
So
get
I
it.
have no idea.
So stay on the Zoom call with us. I'm just going to close it out for the audience. You guys, thanks so much for being part of this. Make sure you're following Ayush MEHRA on his Instagram
That's sweet.
and everywhere that he can be seen on the internet and social media. It'll be in the description below. So yeah, please follow him. And that's it for now. Thanks for joining us. Thanks for all the regular chats and the super chats and everyone who's just hanging out. Yep, that's it. The ending is always awkward.
Yeah.
Peace out. All right.